on a surprise twist, because we kind of know how Karen's feeling. But I really want to see what's going to play out in the room without Karen. So then we're probably going to come back in on Felix and slowly returning to consciousness, Tam.
Alright, there we go. Alright, so I'm coming back around then. I'm just waking up.
Yeah, remember the best way to find the map is to click on your character sheet and click the token on the right.
Okay. And is this accurate to placement still, or?
Yes. Well, except Charlie's out with Karen.
Okay. So I wake up and I see a bunch of dead people and Felix, and that's it.
Yeah, I think you'll be kind of coming to it. As a matter of fact, that might be a good time for what is Felix doing? Like, this is the moment right after Karen stores off. Tam kind of starts coming to, and what does Tam see of Felix being like the only remaining living actor in the room?
Felix is kind of squatting, facing towards where Tam passed. Just staring out there. Probably doesn't notice Tam like that.
As you're sitting there staring out the front of the cave, you do see a form shadow walk in front of it. Karen walks in without Charlie in her arms and says, "I put her in that small shack back there on the bed. She should be fine for now. But we have a fucking job to do. Get your asses up."
Alright, Felix holds himself up.
Karen, while you were in there, you would have noticed that there was a chest in the room near the bed.
Okay.
Quick inspection. I doubt Karen's really observing much of this, but for the sake of expediency,
sure.
It's obvious that the chest has a lock on it.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that Karen's really like, look at this chest right now. But Karen's aware of that.
Okay, she's aware of it, but it's last thing on her mind right now. Probably wouldn't have even brought it up.
Yep.
Maybe on the way back.
So what, am I at 1 hit point then?
Yep, you're at 1 hit point.
Oof.
Okay.
All right,
and,
so...
and last you were around, Charlie was still alive.
There's conspicuously 3 people in the room.
Yes.
As Sam is just waking up. Did we get him?
We got him.
But they got Charlie.
I like the good cop, bad cop thing we had going there. Out of character. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what?
This putrescent bookseller took the life of my daughter. So I took her head.
Just kind of returned to a squat, watching.
So I took her head and made a mess of the ground. Now, these work for Dahak, that dragon cult. We know what we need to do. But right now, I don't think we're in any shape to do it. We can't really take down the forces of Dahak if we die too.
Yeah.
And I refuse to let Charlie die in vain. Now is not the time to be blind, though. Tim, you're on death's door. I've been losing blood for the last half hour. I don't know what we need to do, but we need to pitch ourselves up, and then we need to come in here and burn this fucking place to the ground.
Let's see if I can do something. I'm gonna do a medicine check on myself.
Yeah, smart. Do that.
And Felix will assist. Raw 20 for the assist? Or is it
It's a medicine check, DC 20.
Right, that.
So it's a 27 for Tam on that one. However, Tam crit succeeded on himself.
Excellent.
What does that mean?
48.
Hey.
Yeah, critting on a medicine check is awesome.
So a little bit.
Yep, that's good. I could definitely use it. I'm at 8 or 9 hit points. Sure, Felix is hurting. You probably don't even have any spells, do you, Tam?
I have math to do. I am tapped.
Yeah. It's honestly, guys, the only reason Karen isn't just blindly running into the rest of this dungeon is because she has a 14 int and a 12 wisdom. If either of those were at 10 or under, she'd be swinging.
Karen.
Yes, not a crit, but I'll take it. Good roll, thank
Carry
you.
it out to the hour if you want.
Oh, please, if you could.
Hold on, because I don't think that's how.
You can choose to voluntarily raise the DC once you're an expert if you want. Raising the DC increases the heal from it.
No, I'm checking on one of my abilities.
Oh, did you take the fucking fast heal shit?
I took continual recovery, which means I can do it every 10 minutes rather than.
Oh yeah, so you can just
Wow.
act again at 20 minutes instead of an hour for doubling that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say anything about changing that. It just says your patients become immune for only 10 minutes instead of an hour.
That's amazing.
So, I can do it again in 10 minutes.
Yeah, instead of taking an hour and doubling it, you
Yeah,
just wait.
that's-
You can just at the end of 10 minutes do it
Yeah.
again.
That's awesome.
And then
Damn, Tam is quite the
Yeah. Tam's amazing.
doctor's touch.
Felix.
Fucking
Oh,
crit.
that's awesome.
That's not the right number of dice.
You know what? This will be the one on the one terrible roll.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. That's nearly my max HP total.
Jesus.
All
Yeah.
right, can you adjust your hit points accordingly?
Yep.
You said, let's at least take a look around where we've already been, because we know that's safe, and then either camp or head back to town.
I'll agree with that, Tim. I don't
Yeah.
think we're safe here.
Tam, as this happens, you hear something to the north of you. Your
Felix
perception.
started.
Your perception DC is such that there's you over the past like 23 minutes you swear you've heard something to the north of you.
No, like, voices?
No context. No. Like it's sounds, brushing, ruffling, movement sounds, friction.
Something's watching us. I think.
I think we need to get out of here, regroup, gather our strength, and come back in full force. Maybe find Alec if we can find him. Maybe even Brent.
Let's search these bodies first. There might be something that we can just take now that might give us a clue.
Yeah, Felix is really good at that, so Felix kind of shifts up and starts looking through the wizard first.
So she's got some fucking loot on her.
I believe it.
She's got a dagger with some inscriptions and carvings on it.
And
She's
then
got-
anything Felix finds, he'll like hold up and show people. It's not the time to steal money from the party.
Yeah, not the time. Read the room, Felix. I'll speak up if there's something I want, so.
I'm gonna drag it into the party sheet.
Oh, cool.
Literally, the only weapon you've ever seen Tam use is a dagger. So.
And a shovel,
And a
right?
shovel.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is that Felix has limbs.
All right, it's
Oh my.
in the party sheet what she's carrying.
Okay.
Well, I just say we collect everything
Yeah, we'll identify it later.
and worry
Yeah,
about
we'll
it
look at
later.
this later.
Do you also have Hefty Holler, or is that just me?
I do.
You do? Okay. Then it doesn't. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's a dagger, a potion, and 2 scrolls. I'll just grab them to carry them. So we'll figure it out later. So dagger, potion, scroll, scroll. Keep me honest. Don't let me forget that I have those.
No books, no.
I forget what I have.
This is just what's on her. I know.
But I'm asking in it's just like nothing, like a journal or nothing. She wrote a
Felix
lot.
offers a bit of a shrug, continuing to, ruffle through things.
Do you work your way over to the Hobgoblin?
Yeah, may as well.
Her gear is a little more substantial.
We got a key, guys.
They could come in handy.
Is there anything, telling about the key, or is it just a nice looking key?
It's a key. It looks it's well made, but it doesn't seem to be crazy ornate or anything.
Well made and functional.
Hang on to that key. Something tells me we're gonna need it.
Yeah, alright, Felix pockets it.
I don't want any of the rest of that. So you guys can do what you please with them. Or I can carry them to carry.
Skeletons, if you guys care about it, the skeletons have basic gear: chainmail, lance, longsword, shields, bows, scimitars, that sort of stuff.
Nah.
I'll say the leather armor and the rapier might be worth taking just for.
Yeah, Felix will
Personal
carefully
instinct.
unbuckle the leather and pack it away.
Sure.
Yeah,
Go for it.
like Cam, if you give a bleep bleep, some of this is magic. You're not sure what, but some of it is.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so you guys just want to
Yeah,
trash the rest?
I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Come on. You guys watch my back. I'm gonna go grab Charlie. So I'll go back in here and grab Charlie.
So if any of you go in there with him, you will also see a locked chest in the room.
Felix will go over to the chest and just try the key.
Click, click, click. It opens up.
Wait,
Let me go ahead and check in the party sheet for you.
Ooh, nice. I think I have a grappling hook already.
Torch.
Yeah, the magical torch is good, but look to the left of the magical torch. Look at the
Ooh,
coins.
400 silver. Nice. Oh, I don't have a grappling hook anymore.
40 gold.
Do you guys mind if I take that grappling hook? Or one of them, I guess.
yeah, go for
I
it.
thought I had one, but I apparently didn't. Do I have rope? I do have rope, so y'all can do whatever you want with the rest of that.
I'll take the potions just for.
Smart.
I mean, Felix has a row, so I guess there's no real need for it, so he'll grab the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, Tim, if you want that, if you don't have rope, you can take that rope because we both have one.
I'll
As he
take
pulls the stuff out, he turns
It's-
around and he's like, we can just dole this all out and get it back.
Yeah, you can never have too much rope in D&D.
I'll say, for those of you who...
Felix, did you say you were grabbing the coin? We're good.
All the
I
orcs that
remember
you guys
you
were
have
talking
to
with...
zero out the coin.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Yeah, okay. Did you guys already take them, or should I zero it out now?
Yeah, I took them.
All the orcs, generally, from what you saw, I'll save some time. They're all carrying arrows, longsword, shortbow, studded leather armor, nothing magical.
Okay. I don't think we would even stop to loot them. I don't think just the ones that were in that
Yeah.
little cave. All right.
Are you guys gonna rest here in this little shack?
Are we? I think we should leave. Like, this is dangerous right here.
Yeah, I think it's time to go.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah,
Because
either...
it would only be like maybe early afternoon. If I'm remembering correctly, because it took us about 3 hours to get here.
Yeah, that sounds
it's,
right.
it's early to mid-afternoon. Between the healing and everything else, you're looking
Uh-huh.
at about the 2 p.m. mark. It's that
Alright.
2 p.m. feeling.
Yeah. So I would say we should go directly back to the Temple of Pharasma back in town,
Okay.
since we do have a
So
body.
you guys march out.
Yeah.
Oof. I'm going to let them both leave. I'm going to linger behind a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
What? You got my back, Felix?
Yep.
Okay. I'm trying to be as sneaky as I possibly can while carrying a body.
You're encumbered, so I think it's a -2. But
Yeah.
So, really quick, I just kind of take out the shovel and, like, Gandalf style, lightly, not the whole, like, fracturing the bridge of Khazad-dûm, but, just kind of, like, tap it on the ground and send out a pulse of detect magic.
Yeah, you're picking up something. No, it's binary right now for you.
Right, it still is, but
yeah,
not
you're
what
getting something.
Not the stuff that I'm expecting.
Exactly. There is something else, something more.
Am I seeing that? I'm going to take a step outside really quick, and I'm not sure if maybe like if my knowledge architecture or lore architecture, whatever that thing is.
Yeah, sure.
Lore architecture. Can I tell if the building doesn't match the room that we're in?
What do you mean? Like the stands?
Yeah, does it seem this is like we only ever saw that one room and we only ever saw the 2 windows and the 1 door?
Yeah, so it's not hard for you to piece together. You've seen things like this before. This is very functional architecture. Mm-hmm. This actually reminds you a little bit of Arisia, especially part of the more frontier equipment. This is very clearly designed as a military watch post with it looks like it was retrofitted, but where you all sort of gathered for a second where Charlie's body was, that's where you would have guessed it'd be a sort of a supply room that's been retrofitted a little bit. However, all the 3 different sort of hunting blinds and the structure are all very similar in construction. And they're about 20 years old, all of them, which lines up with the Goblin Blood Wars, and they all look to be constructed as very much utilitarian functions.
Okay. I was just curious, so I'm trying not to metagame this, but the footprint of the building on the map does not match what was inside.
You mean in the caves?
No, the building. So.
Oh, damn.
Being in here.
There's just a curtain. Yeah, Charlie was in there. That's what the chest was.
Okay, then that was. Yeah, it didn't reveal itself on my map, so.
I left the curtain closed, which is my bad.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, no, there's just a curtain that separated off that part of the storeroom. So no, it all seems very congruous. As a matter of fact, you realized in kind of checking that out for a second that you saw the walls were constructed. There weren't really, except for the little hole in the back, there weren't really proper windows. There were a lot of gaps in the construction of the siding, and your guess is that whoever that hobgoblin, the one with the eye patch that really showed off with you, she was most likely watching the showdown through the cracks in it, maybe aware the whole time while their half-orcs fought you.
Oh, we'll go and catch up. We're definitely going to want to come back and check out that building. There's something else in there.
Well, you'd better find whatever you're looking for, because I'm going to torch this place and salt the earth.
Takes you all a few hours, but you make pretty good pace, even with being slowed down a touch. You make it back to town. There's not a temple of Pharasma by any means, but there is a mortuary, which Tam has a connection with.
I'm going to go in with Tam. Or at least, Tam, would you come with me? Make a few preparations before we get going?
Of course.
So we go in and I start to try and tell Tam, well, our people, we always did funeral pyres. So if there's any way we could find piles of sticks we could put together, that would be what I'd be looking for. I would like, if possible, for you to be there at the funeral, Tim, to help with the process. And anything you think needs to be done with the body before we head out, we should do that now.
Okay. Of course. I'm not familiar with a lot of different funeral rites, but pyres are not something that are funeral pyres are something I've known to do, and Pharasma is not above, placing her own ceremonies above others as long as they are respected.
I've always respected the Pharasmans.
Why don't, and I'm going to say this is like since we, I can't remember the name, but for the, since we're there, I'd probably like talk to Morta and stuff, and
Oh yeah,
Morta
I'm sure
comes
we
out.
would be talking. We would be with
Who
Morta.
is this goblin? She asks as you sort of walk up together.
This
Is
is
this one of the Bramble Brashers?
no, she is a friend and a daughter.
this was my daughter Charlie.
You can't take it with you, but she will be waiting for you with Pharasma. She kind of looks up at Karen, sort of making. She has an intuition to sort of connect the emotion.
It seems it was this year. But, please, if we can get started, I would appreciate it. And Karen sets the body down wherever we can. We don't need to RP the rest out, but out of character,
Yeah.
I want everyone to know that I got Trent's consent for this part. Karen goes up to the body before the process starts and reaches in to Charlie's mouth, grabs hold of two of her fangs, and yanks them out of her head, and is planning to make another piece of jewelry out of them. And then Karen walks out of the... I know you didn't say it was a temple. What did you say the word was?
So just a mortuary.
Mortuary, yeah. So Karen will walk out of the mortuary to meet up back with Felix.
And then I would see all the funeral settings and getting all the necessary materials to do a funeral pyre. And take care of like the normal stuff, consecrating the body and all that to make sure it doesn't rise from the dead.
We don't want to have to kill Charlie.
Oh God, I would. Oh man, James, you want to give me some serious RP moments? Do that. Shit.
So I think given that it takes a minute to work on this, word made it around town pretty quickly that the heroes had returned, just because you were all sort of local figures. So to see three of you walk back, one carrying something, they're used to dealing with heroes. They feared the worst, and normally it wouldn't be a huge issue, but that you'd all become so beloved by the town so quickly. And so I imagine by the time this funeral comes, there is a small crowd in attendance. And you do see Mayor Greta there, and one or two other councilmen showed up. Brent Buckingham, a tear in his eye, there for Charlie. But I think also notable is you see Warble there, and with her, relatively an uncommon sight in Breach Hill, you see Harble, the chieftain of the Bramble Brashers, and a few other members who have come.
Karen walks up to both of them, and kneels on a knee, and puts her hand on her chest and says, "Thank you for coming. I'll truly appreciate it. One thing that everyone would absolutely know... Is this the next day, James? Or is this later that day?
Next day. This is the morning.
This is the next day? Okay, then... Oh, we do? Fantastic. Then what all of you would definitely notice upon seeing Karen is that, do you recall last time when she picked up Charlie's body, she put her hand in the blood and gave herself a hand to Saruman? It's still there. Mm-hmm. So, that has not been...
She stick and poked it?
Yep, she stick and poked it overnight. It is now tattooed onto her face. But yeah, she kneels down in front of the Warble and, what was the chief's name? Sorry, you just said it. Hobble?
Hoddle, I already forgot it.
Oh, and thank you for coming. Charlie never really knew where she came from. She never knew many goblins, but your people took her in as one of your own, and it meant a lot to her.
Helba, that's what
Helba,
it was.
oh, that's it, Helba, yeah. No,
and yeah, Helba's there, along with Warble. as you're all sort of beginning the pyre, Tam, you feel a hand on your shoulder. It's a heavy one.
I'll also say that it's like Tam's clothes are a little bit cleaned up from the last few days. There's also like
He shit himself.
not quite. And see, he is wearing an article of clothing you don't normally see. It's kind of like a hooded shawl, with the very simple, but also very like it's this very simple repeating kind of spiral pattern embroidery around the edges. Black. It's a black with silver embroidery. It's very simple, but it's also like it's one of those things that you know that it's just someone took a lot of care to make it, even though it's not super flashy.
So it's on top of that garment. You feel this heavy fucking hand fall on your shoulder.
And like not like startling turn around or anything like that. Just kind of like turn my head.
And you see Alec in his full regalia.
Oh wow, okay.
No, it's not full helmet armor. He's not a helmet. He's just an armiger. But similarly to you, he has some ceremonial clothes. His dress blues, if you will.
Okay.
And with him, he has something long and wrapped, and he asks you if he might leave something along next to Charlie.
Wait, is he asking me or Tam? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Both of you. He's asking Tam, mostly Tam, but also sort of looking to Karen. Might I leave something of mine with her? I know Pharasma says you can't take it with you, but I want to give this up in her name.
Ceremonies are for the living, of course.
Karen
And he
just
looks up to Karen.
Karen does
sort of nod.
does one of these, and then gives a slow nod.
So you see kind of the last person who he walked forward, and he unwraps this cloth, and what you see is his sword. Not the one he found in the dungeon, but the one that he was wielding when you met him. And he just slides it into the pyre beneath it. And looks at Charlie, bows his head, walks back to Tam. It's specifically to Tam because of his connection, and as he leaves, as he walks past, he just drops a note in your hand. All it says is, any savages who will fell those who aid society will die by my blade. In Charlie's name, I owe all of you the debt of my life. Then he sort of just walks back into the crowd.
I just kind of slip it into my pocket.
If Karen notices that most of the crowd has kind of gathered, she will walk up to the front, and if you guys will humor me for a moment, I actually did prepare something.
Go ahead.
Kia ora, everyone. Wahaka wetai for coming. Today, we're here to honor the loss of a life taken too early. Our family, our friend, our adventuring companion, my daughter and personal hero, Charlie. Obviously, I was not Charlie's birth mother. She was a goblin and I'm an orc islander from Obari. 4 years ago, I lived on an island in the Susquehanna archipelago with my mate Dave and our child Brittany. We were whalers and fisherfolk mainly, happy, peaceful. When Brittany reached her 5th spring, as was our custom, she went out on the water with Dave to learn how to spearfish. I was proud to see my family grow. I had no idea I'd never see him again. An unseasonably early storm gathered out at the sea. Us on the beaches took shelter as best we could. Our boats were destroyed, the huts ravaged. Only one came back from the sea. A young male, half drowned, managed to swim back to shore. When he came to, he told us a sea dragon the size of our island had risen up from the depths and summoned that hurricane right on top of them. After 2 days of attempting to rebuild, bodies began to float to shore. Dave and Brittany's bodies arrived on the 4th day. The survivors held a mass funeral over 3 days. Each family member took the tusks of their loved ones as tokens of safety. We believe that strength comes from ancestors and the family we've lost. These tusks, and Karen points to her earrings and the 4 tusks on her necklace. These tusks are a conduit through which our ancestors provide us strength. Once the funeral pyre was lit, we danced our copper hecker until dawn to help the spirits find their way. It wasn't long before we got word from a merchant ship that a sea dragon the size of an island had been spotted not far from where we were. He claimed he could summon storms at will. I knew what I had to do. I grabbed my boat and took off. Sailed north along the shallows as fast as I could. For 3 weeks I chased rumours and hearsay from island to island, ship to ship, till I finally spotted it. That colossal swimming worm was headed straight for a coastal village. I opened my sails fully, but was not fast enough. All I could do was watch as that evil bringer of destruction obliterated and set fire to every structure. Its attack finished, it swam off like the coward it was. As I arrived on shore, I realised it had been a village of goblins. Like these brimble-brashers right here. Every one of them was dead. As I searched for survivors, I heard a small noise. It came from under a collapsed hut. Pulling off the debris as quickly as I could, I found it and finally saw a tiny goblin child, completely unharmed. Picked her up, swore to protect her. I swore to get her justice for what happened not only to my people, but also Charlie's people. Charlie was an incredible person. She was infinitely curious about the world around her, but never what you'd think. Most children play with sticks and bugs. Charlie liked fish guts and cooking oil. Anything flammable or sticky. She'd devour any book that came her way, and I mean that both figuratively and literally. She was the smartest person I ever knew. I tried my best to raise Charlie to have respect for all faiths, and to know when to pray to the right God. But no matter how hard I tried, she always came back to Callistria, the unquenchable fire, goddess of lust and revenge. So in honor of Charlie, I would like to take this moment to say a short prayer to Callistria. Callistria, your wonderful, brilliant child has been taken from you too early, ripped away by the forces of Dahak the Sorrow Maker. The false worm must answer for his crimes. I swear to you, Callistria, on the graves of my daughters, I will not cease until the blood of Dahak himself flows like a river at my feet. I once wished for justice. The only option left is vengeance. The fury of Karen, Dave, Brittany, and Charlie will rend the sky asunder. Do you hear me, Callistria? Help me focus my anger so your vengeance can flow through me. Charlie comes to you, Callistria, as will my bloody revenge. Dahapahanga! And she throws a torch on the pyre.
I think closing out on that, I think two things. I think one, Eli
Not at a funeral, right?
take a hero point.
Thank you. If that ain't worth a hero point, nothing is. Whew, I'm all sweaty now, shit.
Alright. For the sake of expediency, after that wraps up the ceremony and people leave. Would that have been done in the morning?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. First light, probably.
So you guys have time now, if you want to head back out to work your way back out to Guardian's Way.
Yeah, I think so. That would probably.
I'm going to try to. I probably did this last night, but identify all of the stuff. Or at least try to.
You know what? I'm going to roll some of that shit through. It's not party inventory anymore, is it?
Oh, no, that's
No,
right.
it's not.
Who has most of it?
Most of what?
The stuff that isn't identified.
I think I've got half.
I've got a dagger, a potion, and 2 scrolls.
I've
we
got
jump
a
into
torch and some-
I'll throw them back in there.
Yeah, we can just launch it back to the party.
Yeah.
Not if I do it that way.
I only grabbed them so I could carry them. I wasn't, claiming them anyway.
Alright, we're just going to roll some of this shit over, and I'm just going to assume that you've got time to do this.
Yeah, that's it.
So, some pretty fucking baller shit in here,
Oh,
to be
and
honest.
also, while we're doling things out, Felix will propose that the 400 goes 200 to Karen and 100 each to himself.
Thank you.
Tam is fine with that.
An uncommon gesture of
Yeah.
solidarity.
I was about to say, is Felix finding his heart
Yeah.
sizes? That
Yeah, I was just going to say his heart grew 3 sizes.
Alright, I think everything is identified. I think a part of that might be that Tam. I think that while it might be sorrowful, I imagine that this is something in that sort of moment of connection with Pharasma that feels very appropriate to you.
Yeah.
And I think especially so, I think this is one time where I think it's very right, where you just stepped so into that Pharasma role. And I think at this funeral, in that moment, you do feel a real connection with Pharasma. And I'd like you to take a. I think as you light it on fire, you hear in your ear, "The lady shall keep it." And once again, I'd like you to reclaim your momentary prophetic glimpse of the future and a +2 bonus to a single check.
Aww.
That's awesome.
Nice.
After you see the results, just feeling increasingly close to Pharasma.
That's so
This
awesome.
moment of concession from your life, of letting of someone who's died, and you did what you could to help them, but there's no contemplation of turning it or of twisting fate, and taking time away from the other duties to honor the dead and the transition to death in this way. Pharasma grants you that boon. So you guys see all the fucking shit that I just identified for you?
I'm gonna snag that ever-burning torch because all I have is a regular torch.
I have an ever-burning lantern.
Which is awesome. Which is why I don't feel bad taking that ever-burning torch.
Nope. So
I'm also gonna grab 2 of those lesser healings because those will keep me alive. I lose a lot of health. But then the rest you guys can do with as you please.
So Karen, why don't you? And it's like as I've taken the time to identify everything. Karen, why don't you take the moderate healing potion?
Yeah, you think? Yeah, all
Yeah.
right.
Felix and I, let's split the lessers.
Yeah, all right.
Holy shit, I just looked at how much a moderate does.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Uh-huh.
That's why I didn't want to be
That's
greedy
not
and
shit.
take it.
I always want to get
Look at this.
I guess I'll take the spare healing potion, and
Yeah,
I can act as delivery service
There you
for
go, yeah.
whoever needs it.
Yeah.
Good to throw out.
I don't think I can use a scroll of true strike.
I definitely do not want that rapier because that's a finesse weapon and my dex is +0.
Well, so here's the fun thing about finesse weapons. Finesse says you may.
Oh, gotcha.
Also, I don't think a rapier is Karen's style.
Not really. It's also 1d6.
Well, I mean, that rapier is 2d6.
Well, that's true. 2d6.
You can only use scrolls if they're within the field of magic of which you're casting, right? Okay.
Yeah. So,
Right, so
if you guys don't want either of those scrolls, Tam, you could fence them in town for 55%.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I'll probably take the sleep one since I can cast that.
Nice.
The true strike is nothing. I can't do anything with that one. So.
Okay. Then sell the dagger, the armor, and the rapier?
Tam actually will take the dagger.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, all you.
And, yeah. Keep in mind the thing about runes is the +1 leather armor, +1 striking rapier. You can pay a little bit to have those runes transferred over to your weapons.
That's right.
Wait, can we make the dagger striking?
Yes.
You could also make Felix's spear a +1 striking spear.
Oh, that's right.
That would be awesome.
Should do that.
We should do that. Give him the striking rune.
Yeah,
Or at least, the one that's on there, on that striking rapier. Yeah, so you should take that, Felix, and we'll do that later. And then if we could always just take that +1 leather armor, take the rune off, because I think I'm just wearing regular-ass plate.
So yeah, I thought you were wearing the half plate symbol out of old pieces of a Hell Knight armor.
Yeah. So actually, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to take that +1 leather armor just for the rune. Unless you guys want it. Okay.
So let's talk about cost of transferring runes because I always fucking forget it.
Is that something we could do like short in the morning quickly, or is that a downtime activity? Because I wouldn't want to do that now. If that
It
takes.
takes like if you guys would have started work on it the night before today, you guys
Okay.
have it done by the time you leave. If you're willing to leave at like 11, if you're willing to leave at like 10 a.m. instead of like
Yeah.
7 a.m.
That'd be okay then.
Yeah, you're just
That's
transcribing.
all.
Sure.
And Karen, you're still best friends with the owner of
That's right.
Bits.
Crink Twiddleton. That's right. He's a great little guy.
Yeah, so he's got enough ability to do that on hand, and like he's probably got a couple people who work for him who can do it. But especially if you come over with some fish, fuck the fish too. He knows what happened to your daughter, and
Yeah. Fair.
he's very willing to do that. And for you, it'll be even a scotch cheaper for you.
Sweet. What'll that cost me?
So if Karen, if you're willing to kind of lead point on this, he'll kind of run that carryover for all of you.
Yeah.
At 90% normal cost. So let me
Okay.
find out
Cool.
what those costs are. Yeah, because it's 5% discount for Heroes of the Town, but he's giving you the grieving mother discount. of 5 additional.
It's appreciated.
It's a standard policy they have.
Yeah, standard.
It's something they offer all their members. All right, transferring runes takes the craft activity. So the price is let me calculate the total. I'll calculate the total value to get. I'll calculate the money for your armor rune first.
Okay.
And I'll get you the total cost to get that rapier transferred onto your spear. Okay, so that's a armor potency rune. Tier 1. Nope, I clicked the wrong button, and that's not a real thing. Okay, so it'll be 14.5 gold to
All right.
move that armor potency rune.
Just that? Oh shit! I don't have that much right now. Then I have 4 gold right now.
No, we just got 200 silver. It's 20 gold.
And how much did Charlie have on her body?
Oh, that's true. I don't know.
I can look that up.
How much was it?
14.5 gold.
Oh, and we got. I just got 200 gold. I thought it was 20 earlier. Oh.
20 gold. You got 200 silver, which is 20 gold. So that's 14.5 gold.
Oh, okay. Then I have 22 gold, so I can pay that whole thing then.
And Charlie was sitting pretty on 13 gold before silver.
Yeah,
Oh
that's
shit.
right.
Okay, so 35 and then 8. All right, cool.
For context, Eli, the market value on that rune is 160.
Oh jeez.
So that's a steal.
Yeah, seriously.
Yours is going to cost a bit, but I know you're actually sitting on a wee bit of cash.
Yeah, I'm rich. It's at 14.5.
That was for Karen's. Yours is a little different.
Mine's just 15.
No.
I would make it around that too.
It'll be a little different. Actually, it might be a little less. Probably let me do the math. Because the armor potency runes cost so much more than weapon potency.
Yeah, they're crazy
runes.
expensive.
That makes sense, yeah.
All right, so I'm a little bit off topic, but has everyone seen this news story about looters stole $2.4 million worth of watches? But the store owner was like, no, they couldn't have. There are no watches in the store.
Yeah, I saw that.
All of your work will cost 9 gold.
They're all display watches, right?
Yeah, it was just like, jewelry stores don't leave their jewelry out.
Yeah, for that exact reason.
Yeah.
What does that add to the weapons, like a modified reaction?
It's a +1 to hit and an additional die of damage. So, like, straight up when Tam casts magic weapon, you gain both. It is 2 runes. It is both a potency +1 and a striking rune.
Oh wow, really? That's amazing. It's like what Karen has on her fucking flail. It's awesome.
Yep. It's literally like when I cast the magic weapon spell on your spear.
Yeah.
It is that permanent.
Hooray! No more wasting Tam spell slots.
Or getting to use them on something else.
Yeah. We're still going to waste plenty of Tam spell slots, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And I think this destroys the rapier.
Yes, removing a rune
It does.
destroyed the thing it was taken off of.
Oh yeah, I need to get rid of that leather armor. That's right.
So, Tam, did you leave that scroll in there and go ahead and sell that for you? You've got 2 gold on that scroll.
You can have it.
All right.
You guys can also
Okay.
probably sell most of this shit on Charlie.
That's true. like that. There was
For
like
the sake of game balance, I ask that you don't. Well, no, because clearly Trenton is with us and going to continue playing the game.
hmm
So because gold is a sort of an analogous form of XP. What they
Mhm.
say is if the dead character's gear enters back into the party's essentially loot box, modify the starting items for the new player.
I gotcha.
So, like, don't get me wrong. If there's something super significant or special that Charlie had that you're like, yeah, we're gonna keep that with us because we wouldn't just like bury that with her or like get sent to do something with. Sure, do that on there, and then the new character might just have like one item less or something, right?
hmm
But if it's just sort of like, let's sell en masse all the shit Charlie has, then like,
A little tacky.
So like her Morning Star is with her.
Yeah, that definitely got buried with her.
Okay. So
Or burnt with her.
it's about 1 or 2 p.m. when you all find your way back to Guardian's Way.
Okay.
Coming up, let's go ahead and let's lock this shit in for me here. Let's Karen, are you scouting?
Oh yes, with my flail out.
Tam, what you doing?
Searching? Is that the...
Yeah, that's your perception checks. Felix, you doing anything?
Just, trying not to be noticed. Last time he wasn't noticed, and it went well for him.
So as y'all work your way up, Tam, you don't see any sign. At first, you don't like you know where to look up there. You know where to look, and you don't see the people up there. You don't see anything kind of going on. As you all walk,
Are bodies still there?
no.